What's up, y'all? It's the Kickback, Yugioh again, doing another updated deck profile of the Hieratics. I play tested it. I went through the tournaments with it. It did good. It went 3-1, as you guys know from the first video. This is the more updated version of it. I've come to the realization that I took out the Birdman engine. Some people say they could love the Birdman engine, but Birdman becomes problematic for me when it comes down to late game. And I really believe that this deck needs to run some traps to make it stable. And it's been proven when I entered the tournament today. I really got some victories today that I wouldn't normally have gotten if I would have played my Hieratic deck the originally way I played it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys the updated version of this deck. And it is as follows. 1 red eyes. Just like before, it's at 1. All you can have is 1. Still, you run 3 sets. A set gets you the normal monsters that lets you exceed with your rank 6s, and it has to be run at 3 because you have to be able to normal summon. It's very vital that you run 3 of these. No questions asked. 2 Neptids. I ran 3 before this card. I never liked this card by itself, but it's good by its effect. But the fact that he's a level 5 hurts the deck. I don't run Curse of Dragon. I don't run that engine. It's not too consistent. I run Neptid at 2 because it does help when you need to pop problematic monsters. So I took it down from 3 to 2, and it works so much better at 2. It's just at 3, it's just too much. There's nothing worse than having 2 Neptids in your hand, and there's no other Hieratic to pop on the field. There's no other Hieratic and you get your vanilla. You can only get a level 6 vanilla, and you can't really exceed with it. Neptid at 2 is the way to go for me. Much more consistent. 3 Tef it because it needs to be run at 3. It's rank 6. It's a Cyber Dragon. The card's awesome. So it runs by levels. This is clearly Papa. This is the little sister at 1900 attack. This is the big brother at 2000 attack. This is the Mama Dragon at 2100 attack. They go by attack. And the Papa Dragon is Sue, 2200 attack. This card has to be ran at 3. It's good. It's a walking MST times 2, depending on how many Sues you have in your hand and how many you can special summon from a tomb. This card is amazing at 2. At 3, it has to be done at 3. People who run it at 2 need to up it to 3 because it should run it at 4 or 5 if you could, but Sue is at 3. That's where it is. Maximum is 3. Wattail Luster, that stays the same. Chain Disappearance is a fear of people, and it's a habit for me, so that's why I got these. 3 Carcardees. I know I proxied them before, but now I went down to my local Frankenstein's and I picked these up. The rise of this card is incredible, man. This card was like 35 bucks each 2 weeks ago. Now this card, where I go to in LA, this is a first edition set. These things are like $50 to $55 a piece. So Carcardee is on the rise, and since there's no sign of a reprint in the future, this card is only going to go back up. 3 Carcardees, because it brings consistency, and it allows you to get into your place. You can drop Dragon Gores. That's really all it's for. Hand Traps, Gores, and 2 Trigodias. These basically stay the same. These are where they have to be. This card is very versatile and allows you to exceed well. It takes your opponent's monsters. I could talk all day about Trigodia. Those are the 3 Hand Traps. I run 1 Effect Veiler and 1 Maxi, and that's basically where I have it. Effect Veiler is good because the Mermails out there are running rampant, and this card helps negate problematic effects that give my Hieratics problems. Effect Veiler gets it done. I run 1 and 1 because Maxi is still very good this format. Although windups did get killed, they got murdered. Maxi is still good. You know, people run windups with the little Fire Fist spell cards, and that's cool and all, but windups are not the same. So Maxi does not need to be ran at 2 to me anymore. So 1 Maxi, 1 Veiler is how I got it. That's it for the monsters. On to the magics. As follows, easy. Convocations. It should be at 3. It's only at 2. You already know the story. 2 dualities for consistency and to hurry up and get into your plays faster. I run the Pot of Avarice to help. This card is awesome, man. It's a +1. It helps you get your dragons back. This card is good. 3 Wing Beat. I up Wing Beat a Giant Dragon to 3. I had it at 1 in my last deck profile. This card tears opponents apart. People set back rows like crazy this format. I don't know what they smoking. I don't know what's going on, but I basically run 4 Heavy Storms. You send a level 5 or higher dragon to your hand, and then use Wing Beat and blow up their field. So basically, this card with Tefnuit is broken. You summon Tefnuit, Wing Beat, blow up their field, summon Tefnuit again, and continue on with your play, which is iconically cheating. 4 Heavy Storms, what you know about it. Monster Reborn, 1 Forbidden Lance. It's only at 1 now because I had it at 2, but it's better at 1 right now because I run the Heavy Storms and because I run traps. So Lance doesn't need to be at 3 or 2 for me because it runs better at 1 because I have traps that are better. And I'll show you guys. Sad that this card is limited to one day a piece. This card is amazing with Card D. The awesomest setup now is Pot of Duality, Card D, 1 day a piece. First turn, this is iconic first hand. First turn, activate Pot of Duality, search cards, activate 1 day a piece. Both players draw a card, and then your opponent cannot do battle damage to you the next turn. Summon Card D, tribute, and draw 2. This setup lets you go through 6 cards first turn. You go through 6 cards in your deck the first turn. This lets you go through 3. You get 1 here and 2 here. 1 day a piece is an amazing Magic card, and it's limited to 1 for a reason. Onto the traps, what makes the deck amazingly more consistent. Yes, people, I run 3 Fiendish Chains. Like I said, Mermills is out here thinking they running the game. They think they running the meta. They think they got it on lock. But Fiendish Chain stops a lot of their plays. Everybody that I know around my locals, they run Mermills like crack. And Fiendish Chains help bring balance to the force. You feel me? They drop their little Deep Sea Diva. You chain that. They drop their little... that guy that comes and discards 2 cards from your hand. That bastard. Fiendish Chain is awesome too because it keeps up their monster on the field. When you Fiendish Chain, their monster stays there. So it allows you to go into the Tefnuit next turn. That's why I don't really run Torrentials and monsters that destroy unless it needs to be done. 3 Fiendish Chains. 2 Bottomless Trap Holes. This card killed Fire Fist. I played Fire Fist in the tournament today. I went 2-0 against them. Fire Fists are kind of weak right now. A lot of people are hopping on the Fire Fist bandwagon, but Hieratic's completely destroy Fire Fist. Fire Fists are trash right now, and that's just the way it is. I played straight up Fire Fist. I played Fire Fist, Tengu. They were all weak to me, man. This card tore them up. And 2 Mirror Forces. That rounds out the deck. I believe that's about 41 cards. So that's this deck runs so much better with your traps. These traps are needed. How many times when you Hieratic players can attest to the fact they summoned a whole bunch of monsters, overcommitted to the field, and got Dark Hold or had like a hand where they had monsters they couldn't really summon as much, but you have these. This is insurance. This makes it all right. This makes it okay not to set a monster, especially with Card D, man. If you run the Card D engine, sometimes you will just go Card D, end your turn, and hope you get into a Tragodia or a Gorz. But with the trap build, you could go Card D, set a Fiendish Chain in a Bottomless, and just go Card D, remove it, and draw 2 and be okay. Because they summon, you Bottomless, and then you up again. I don't see why Hieratic players aren't really getting to the trap factor, man. Because the traps make the deck much, much more better. And that's just the way it is. People can say, oh, traps, and they can say what they want. But this is proven. I've proven this deck is so much better with the traps. The extra deck is as follows, and it's the same. 3 Attunes, 3 Photon Strike Bouncers because I do massive effect negation. 2 Gaias, 1 Inzektor Exabeetle, 1 Force Focus, 1 Sword Breaker. This thing is iconic. It helped me a lot in the tournament today. 1 Tiras, 1 Adrius, and the Queen Dragon Djinn. Protects your red eyes from getting destroyed when you have them on the field. And yeah, that's the deck profile. You guys got any questions, man, leave it in the comments box. I'm happy to reply to any questions you guys got. No question is a stupid question. Let's get the debate started. This deck has been proven. Hieratics will soon run traps because the way the deck runs now, the way the meta is now without the traps, the Hieratics will stay where they're at. Topping top 32 at regionals, top 16. People want to see Hieratics top and win regional. This is what can get it done. This is what can get it done. Especially, you know, people win in Connecticut and Arkansas and all those random places in the Midwest. Out here in LA, man, the competition is thick. You got You got thousands of people coming out to the regionals. The competition is thick out here on the West Coast. So you really got to get with the program, and Traps is getting it done out here, man. So I believe the Hieratic deck format that's going to top is going to include some traps in it. So don't forget to comment. You can rate the deck. Most importantly, subscribe, because we got dual videos coming your way. Yugioh from the KickBack. Thanks for tuning in. Deuces.